Hi, I'm Dan Levine. I'm a pickleball pro here in Charleston. I came to Made to Move this year for a slap tear and pulled hamstring. I've had a shoulder tear since I was a college tennis player. Slap tear, that's what I was diagnosed with in college. It truly limited a lot of my lifestyle. I stopped lifting, stopped playing tennis, and I became really not that active. And then became an accountant. Former lifetime ago, and I found pickleball 8 years ago down in Southwest Florida. I started my pickleball pro career, and then next thing you know, came here to Charleston for a different opportunity, and my shoulder started to act up again. And I luckily met someone through a women's league that I was running at the facility I was at the time, and she told me all about Made to Move, and I told her I couldn't squat, and I could never use my shoulder, and I was having all these issues, and so I just decided to give Made to Move a shot and come see what they were all about. When I was in college, I was told that I had options. One was surgery. Then I had someone else tell me, hey, you can push through it. We'll do some cortisone shots as much as needed to get you through the rest of the season. I tried that, and it would work for a very little amount of time, and then when it would wear off, the pain was way worse than original. Funny enough, my dad called me when I lived in LA. He's like, I'm playing this sport called pickleball. And I was like, come on. She's like, come on, one time. I was like, fine, one time. I was like, let me see if my shoulder held up. And that was the crazy thing, was I didn't have shoulder pain. So I started taking some lessons down there, and I started playing all the time. And then I decided to take a break from accounting. And I went to Sanibel Island to literally train to become a pickleball pro. And then I started getting pain, a couple years in, and then I had to adjust again. This year, I was in a lesson, I'll never forget it actually. I was in a lesson with two of my favorite clients, and I fed a ball, one of them hit a high ball, and I ripped the overhead, and I literally just went numb in my shoulder. Like, at first it was intense pain, then just like numb. And I was like, what just happened? I could barely lift my arm up. And I was like, I can't do anything. I remember having like 20 more hours on court that week scheduled. And I was like, I can't even lift my arm. And I was lucky enough to know someone that works here at Made to Move that was in our women's league. And I told her about the issues I was having, and she was like, you need to, you should come get evaluated and see what's going on. And I was like, I know what's going on. I need to rest it at this point. She's like, that's not it. You have to strengthen it. And I was laughing because I was like, that can't be a thing. I remember coming in, and I met, your amazing PT here, Nicolette, and I told her that there's no way I'll ever be fixed, like, without surgery, and she smiled and was like, let me teach you about the human body, and let's go over what we do here at Made to Move. What I thought PT was is not what Made to Move is to me. My first experience here was incredible. I mean, the way that she laid everything out, the beliefs I had, how she went over everything that she believed she could change in my body and how it could help me in my career, was a big reason why I bought into giving it a chance. And then the work started, and I was like, wow, this is hard. But over time, it was unbelievable seeing the results. I was on court, and everything felt back to what it was, and I did feel strong. I just didn't know how strong. And then I went to the gym the next day, and I was like, all right, let's see if I can actually move some weights. And I did. And I was like, no way, I don't have pain. And that was the moment I was like, this is gonna change. I can do this. It's just gonna take a lot of work. So I was in a tournament. Nick had got me all set with my shoulder. I was feeling great. I was in playing singles, and I went to full slide out on a ball and slide into a shot, and my one leg stayed, unfortunately caught, and the other one kept going, and I did pretty much a full split, and I severely pulled my hamstring. Whether it was a tear or whatever, it was bruised, and I could barely stand. And that was just after feeling great about the shoulder. So that was kind of a hard hit in the face. I remember texting her and being like, so great news, the shoulder held up amazing in this tournament, but I pulled my hamstring pretty bad, and I don't know if it's torn, but it's bruised, and I can barely put any weight on my leg. And she was like, come see me, we're gonna go over this. And I was like, how do we fix this? Because I have another tournament in 2 months. Is it possible, or 2.5 months, is it possible to get back on court by then? And she laughed, and she goes, we can get you there. And I was like, okay. I won men's gold double and doubles. Mixed doubles got a silver. So I felt healthy as can be on the court. I was sliding around full speed. She got me there. Yeah, my life's dramatically changed since I've met y'all and Made to Move. Number one, I feel supported because I always know if, my career, my body is my career. So, I have to stay healthy. And if I'm not healthy, I always know there is a way to fix it. And I have the support to go somewhere where I know you guys can help me get back to where I need to get to. Anyone that has had a serious injury and they're not sure about coming to Made to Move, you don't have to go get surgery. That's not your only option. You don't have to stop living life. You can fix your body with work. You are gonna have to put in work with the PT, but they're amazing. As long as you're willing to put in the work, you're going to get the results that you're looking for, and they can fix you. I think, being part of community here in Charleston is huge, and Made to Move has a massive following and community here in Charleston. The cool thing is I get to tell all of my clients, because I work in a sport that people get hurt all the time, and I get to be like, Made to Move is where you need to go. To Nicolette, first and foremost, thank you so much for everything, because you changed my mindset on what PT is and my mindset on what I can do with my body if I'm willing to work. I can't imagine what my life in this last 9 months would have been different if I never met Made to Move, because I don't know what I would have done about my shoulder or my hamstring. Very appreciative of the Made to Move team, Nicolette. For anyone that's looking to try to get active, and if they have an injury, come check out Made to Move. It'll be worth your time.